Good morning students, welcome to Mount Trust Z School. In this video we are going to learn about memory unit in computer. Let's move ahead. Memory unit. The memory unit is the principal storage of the computer. It stores both data and instructions. The data and instructions can also be stored permanently in this unit so that they are available whenever required. The memory unit is linked with other parts of the computer and send them to data when needed. Computer memory is classified into two categories, internal and external. Okay, internal memory. Every computer has a certain amount of memory, usually referred to as main memory. This is also called internal memory or primary memory. Primary memory is a place where data and programs are stored temporarily as long as they are being executed. It is very fast and expensive but has limited storage capacity. Internal memory is also of two types, RAM and ROM. One more classification is there, that is cache memory, that we'll discuss later on. Okay, all the data in computer is stored in secondary memory. Okay, but we know that everything is being processed by processor. Okay, so processor access all the data through primary memory. Directly it is not accessing from secondary memory. So whatever data is being processed will come to primary memory and then through primary memory processor access that data. Okay, after process data is being stored again in secondary memory. RAM, random access memory, is a type of computer internal memory. It is also called volatile type of memory. Okay, it accesses data randomly, that's why. Whatever information we enter into the computer goes into RAM and remains there as long as we are working on an application. It is a volatile memory as data and instructions are stored temporarily during its processing only and lost after when the computer is switched off. Okay, it is just like the blackboard or green board we are writing upon it. So it is there till teacher is just wiping it or erasing it. So it is temporary kind of memory. A backdrop is like RAM that is constantly overwritten with the new data. The commonly used calculator is another example of RAM. Okay, blackboard is one type of RAM. Types of RAM. Basically, there are two classifications of RAM, dynamic RAM and static RAM. But further, more classifications are there. Just go through it. First, DRAM, dynamic random access memory. It stores data temporarily as the data is lost when the power supply is suspended. It needs to be refreshed periodically in order to retain data. This makes it slower than SRAM. Okay, dynamic RAM need to be refreshed every time because it is working on the principle of 0 and 1, their circuit and all that. So every time it need to be refreshed to get the data. Then other type of RAM is static random access memory. It is fast and expensive. It does not need to be refreshed like DRAM to retain information. It loses data when power is turned off. Though it is also losing the data when power is turned off, but it need not to be refreshed periodically. Again and again we need not to refresh static type of RAM. Okay, it work on flip-flop technology. Okay, that's why it is expensive also, but it is fast also. Then third category is SDRAM, synchronous dynamic random access memory. It uses a synchronous interface to transmit large amount of data at high speed. This improves the efficiency of a computer as data is delivered in a short duration. Okay, why it is called synchronous? Because it continuously keep processing the data or keep sending the data to the processor while other data is also coming to the RAM. Okay, so its data access rate or data transfer rate is faster than DRAM and SRAM. Okay, so it transfer the data more speedily to the processor and from processor to secondary storage device. Then another category is DDR, double data rate memory. It is majorly used in Intel Pentium 4 systems. It requires less power and has a speed which is double than that of SDRAM. High-speed RAM like DDR2, DDR3, DDR4 are used with faster processors like i3, i5 and i7. Okay, you may heard about these processors are very fast. i3, i5 and i7. So what is the thing behind it that make it fast? DDR, double data rate memory. Okay, processor process the data, but when it can be processed faster, when it get the data faster, when it can send the data with a particular speed, then processor can work efficiently. Okay, so all these are different type of RAMs: DRAM, SRAM, SDRAM, DDR RAM. Okay, you can also check the configuration of your computer, which RAM is there in your computer. Then next is ROM. ROM stands for read-only memory. It is a type of memory from which information can only be read, whereas in a RAM, information can be read from and also written to. It is a non-volatile memory as it stores information permanently. Okay, though it is coming in the category of primary memory or main memory, but it is non-volatile. Means data is there though the power switched off or suspended. Data stored in ROM can neither be modified nor removed. The primary use of ROM is during the booting process. Okay, in 7th standard, I think we learned about booting process. Okay, BIOS, basic input output system. So that program is stored in ROM. So whenever we turn on our computer, that is the first program that is loaded into memory, BIOS. Okay, and that program is stored into ROM. Example, an audio video disc resembles a ROM. Once the songs are burned on a CD, the disc contains cannot be changed. Types of ROM. Different type of ROMs are there. First is programmable ROM. Okay, if the data is programmed on the ROM and afterward it cannot be changed, so that is programmable ROM, programmable read-only memory. The contents can be programmed using a special device known as PROM programmer. It is also called OTP, one-time programmable ROM, because when any device is installed or what we say when we make any device or do the designing of any device, then any program is being written on that. So one time it is written on that one-time programmable, afterward we cannot change it, which means it can be programmed only once at the time of manufacturing and cannot be modified later. PROM provides a faster and less expensive approach for storing. Okay, most of the devices, one-time programmable devices, use PROM type of ROM. Then another category is EPROM, erasable programmable read-only memory. Means after manufacturing, after programming once, the content can be changed or reprogrammed. It can be erased and reprogrammed repeatedly with the help of a specialized software. The content stored on the chip can be erased by exposing it to ultraviolet rays. Reprogramming removes the entire content present on the chip. This procedure can be carried out many times. However, the constant erasing and rewriting will eventually render the chip useless. It is not possible to retain the selective data from ROM. Okay, so in EPROM type of data, what will happen? Totally we have to erase all the data from the ROM and we have to reprogram it. Okay, we can reprogram it as many times as we want, but it may damage the ROM also. Then next, EEPROM, or we can say E2PROM, electronically erasable programmable read-only memory. The contents on the chip can be erased and reprogrammed in blocks instead of one byte at a time. It has the provision of selective removal, which means we can erase the particular data byte by byte instead of erasing it completely. Okay, here we use electromagnetic technology to erase part of data and we can edit it or we can change the particular part of data in place of erasing the whole content. Then another category is flash memory. It is a specific type of E2PROM which maintains the stored information even without a power source. The contents can be erased and reprogrammed into big sections, making it faster than the regular E2PROM. Flash memory, being durable, is majorly used in memory cards, mobile phones, MP3 players. In all that, flash memory is used. Masked ROM. It is a memory that is manufactured with its content. This chip contains a software mask that is burned on the chip during the design phase of semiconductor manufacturing process. It is used in the computer system that require long-term sustainability. Okay, with many devices we get the program ROM that is not being changed afterward and masked with some another program. So that is called masked ROM. Some facts are there. ROM stores a set of instructions called basic input output system. Once the computer is on, BIOS is used to start the operating system. Okay, as I said that BIOS is the first program when we boot our computer. After booting, it gives control to operating system. A motherboard is the main circuit board of a microcomputer that holds many of the crucial components of the system. It provides connectors for other peripherals. It contains the processor chip, BIOS, memory chips, external storage, controllers for video display and sound, expansion slots for connecting additional circuit boards. Okay, so motherboard is the circuit where all these devices are connected. Now cache memory. Cache memory is a special high-speed memory that is also type of physical memory which can either be inserted on a motherboard or made a part of the CPU. Okay, it can be the part of CPU register also. The CPU uses cache memory to store instructions that are repeatedly required to run programs, improving the overall system speed. The advantage of cache memory is that the CPU does not have to use the system bus of motherboard for data transfer and thus it makes the processing speed much faster. Cache is much more expensive than RAM, but it is well worth getting a CPU and motherboard with inbuilt cache memory in order to maximize the system performance. Okay, here you can see one diagram, RAM and processor. There is a cache memory between RAM and processor. As we have learned earlier that processor needs some data and that is coming from RAM. In between, cache is used to transfer that data faster. Okay, for example, you are standing here some puddle of water is there and if you want to cross this and that puddle is so big to cross, then what you can do, you can place one stone in between. You can just put your foot on it and you can just cross it quickly. So cache will work in the same way. Cache is very fast, small in size, expensive in the form of CPU register. It is there. Bus is a collection of wires through which data is transmitted from one part of a computer to another and connects all the internal computer components to the CPU. We may heard about computer bus, system bus, data bus. Okay. Okay, external memory. Memory is also known as auxiliary memory or secondary memory. It is needed since the main memory is temporary, expensive and insufficient to store huge amount of data. Whenever required, the data for processing gets transferred from the secondary memory to the primary memory. Therefore, data has to be stored separately in a secondary storage device to make it permanent and accessible for a longer duration. Okay, here there is a mind map of memory unit. Primary memory, secondary memory. Okay, we have discussed cache memory, internal memory in the form of RAM and ROM. Okay, secondary memory is divided into magnetic tape. Okay, magnetic tape was used earlier and it is serial type of access. We cannot jump to any other data. We have to go in serial way in that way. Then magnetic disk further divided in hard disk drive. Okay, SDD, okay, optical disc, CD, DVD, BRD, HVD, all these are the classifications of optical disc. Then flash memory. Okay, what is the difference between human memory and computer memory? Okay, human memory is relation with the neuroids and computer memory is in the digital form. Okay, human also can store more amount of data if we channelize our mind properly. Okay, we can store up to 2.5 petabytes of data if we channelize our mind properly. Okay, so please channelize your mind and just go through this. Okay, till then, goodbye and thank you.